Ramble.
Welcome to Guilty Pleasures, the show that loves what it loves. Today we're talking about Trolls, the animated instant classic. Ooh,
yeah.
I'm feeling good. What's up?
Are we allowed to
Zach
sing that at the beginning?
I don't know, man. Well, I think I sang it so poorly that Earth, Wind, and Fire could not possibly come after us.
Yeah, I wish
Right.
that we could be jamming out to it,
Right.
but I think there's something with copyright for sure.
I am Zach Kornfeld,
Like 4
joined
seconds.
remotely in the studio from Atlanta by Garrick Bernard. Yo, Garrick.
This is the last week I'm here, and then I get to come home. Thank God.
Into my open, welcoming arms. I'm going to be at the airport with a bouquet of flowers for you.
Oh, beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful.
And a DVD of every movie that you missed while you were
Yeah.
gone.
Oh, God. I'm not jealous that I miss Cheetah Girls. And
Do not let Sequoia hear that. My God. Kelsey's not here, but you hear the giggle of host of You Can Sit With Us and my lovely fiance, Maggie Bustamante. Hey, Maggie.
Hello, I'm so excited to be here. I've been talking about this movie for so long, and now I get to talk at lengths.
wow.
We're talking about Trolls. And guys, if you're out there in the world, you might be like, what? Trolls? That movie? Okay, that was a DreamWorks movie. Came out a couple years ago, a little after our collective time.
Yep.
You may be like, why are they talking about this kids movie? Guys, this movie fucking slaps. I need to tell you, I need to shout it to the rooftops. It is a banger of a movie, and it means a lot to you and me personally,
Yes.
Maggie.
Yeah.
But I want to hear from you. Why do you love this movie?
Oh my gosh, where do I even begin? I think that for the longest time I was recommended it, or Zach's sister was recommending it to me for the longest time, and I would just put it off. It was like the middle of the pandemic, and I was like, why am I going to waste my time watching this movie? No. And I just did not. And at the second I turned it on for the very first time, I'm like 5 minutes in and I have the biggest smile on my face. I feel like I'm 17 again. I'm eating like a rainbow cupcake and the world is beautiful.
It's truly pure joy. The first note, I'll give you guys a synopsis in a second, but the first note I wrote down was, this movie has no right to be this good.
My first note was in all caps, we got a harmony.
Yeah, I assume, Garrick, this was your first time entering the world of Trolls.
Yeah, this is the first time entering the world of Trolls. I think my boss helped write the third one.
Oh, hell yeah.
Which is fun. A nice little tidbit. But like, yeah, I definitely didn't. I knew that there was musical aspects to it, but I didn't know it was a musical. So it's already a guilty pleasure in my eyes.
Yeah, Garrick hates musicals, and I was nervous that he was going to come in strongly hating it today, but we'll just have to find out what he thought.
Yeah.
But if you guys have not seen Trolls, first of all, what are you doing? We're going to spend the next hour telling you to change that immediately. But
I think that everyone that we've recommended it to, my mom included, has come back and been like, oh my gosh, I get it now. I didn't get it before. And I feel like the people we do, like as an audience, obviously we're going to have people who watch it that don't agree with us, yada, yada.
they're wrong.
But I feel like a lot of people will be pleasantly surprised.
That is the sell, 100%. So if you haven't seen the movie, it takes place in a world with trolls, magical trolls. They live in this tree, prisoners to the Bergens. These evil, they kind of look like what you would expect trolls to look like. They're these evil, wart-filled monsters who the only way they can experience happiness is eating trolls.
Yeah.
In the beginning of the film, the trolls escape, led by King Peppy and his daughter, Princess Poppy. They go away to a magical land where they can sing and dance and hug all day and experience joy and harmony. But then, now 18 years later or something, the prince, played by McLovin himself, Christopher Mintz-Plasse, he wants to experience joy. They find the trolls, they capture them. Princess Poppy and her curmudgeon best friend Branch go to rescue the trolls. And they really...
Justin Timberlake.
Played by Justin Timberlake, thank you. And
How dare
they
you?
go on an adventure to see can the power of joy and song and positivity win over the Bergens and save the day.
Short answer of that is yes, they can find joy. And I'm going to have a bit of a Kelsey moment here and say that I thought it was the Smurfs movie. So I was like, where's the guy that like wrangles them up? And I was like, what are these curmudgeon people? And it's like, oh, no, that's Smurfs, not trolls. Because Papa Smurf likes to have his ass ate or eat asses. I think that's the song.
Is that a thing about Papa Smurf? Is that canon?
It's an old video or
Way to
song
go, Papa Smurf.
From the deep origins of the internet.
Oh.
Super fun.
First pleasure. We are a well-established Anna Kendrick stan pod. And this movie stars Anna Kendrick as Princess Poppy.
Oh, yeah.
And she is a goddamn national treasure.
Oh my God, love Poppy.
Yes, she is. I love her voice. I love Poppy. She's just always so pleasant and then apparently not a good person. Like, I don't understand how that pleasant of a voice could be mean. I don't believe it. Everybody that comes out and says like Anna Kendrick she was mean to me because she didn't smile. I don't believe you. I think she's just nice and you don't understand what nice is. So.
She's so, I'm with you. I refuse to believe, like, yes, we've been sent the like TikToks of like Anna Kendrick was blah, blah, blah. Refuse to believe it. I won't. I can't.
I don't believe you.
Not my Princess Poppy.
Nope, not my princess,
No.
period. You know?
Anna Kendrick, she's just such a good singer. It just doesn't make sense.
Okay, so she is a good singer. And then Justin Timberlake starts singing, and you're just like, okay, well, there's the professional. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, sir. Because like once he started singing, finally, spoiler alert, it was pretty clear, which is I thought was hilarious because everybody else had like a singer attached to them. I'm guessing it wasn't them actually singing, and then you have Anna Kendrick doing her own vocals, and then you have Justin Timberlake doing his own vocals, and you're like, well, somebody has a music career, and the other person just likes to sing in the shower.
But even Anna Kendrick's, her vocal performance, she is like the trolls, and we'll talk about them more. They are the most over-the-top, aggressively happy characters you've ever met. And her voice, the cheer of her voice is so perfectly matched. And I love seeing this version of Anna Kendrick versus her pretending to be like all emo, angsty, and pitch perfect. It's like, nah, Anna Kendrick's a goddamn ball of fucking sunshine and lollipops and sunflowers. Let her thrive.
Let her do her thing. Let her do, like, she has the personality of watching someone do a somersault. Does that make sense? Or like somebody doing like the joy that you feel when you see someone do a perfectly done cartwheel to a split. That's what it's like to hear Anna Kendrick talk.
Boys.
We talked about Cheetah Girls with your partner Sequoia last week, Garrick, and we were laughing about how their characters, like in the Lizzie McGuire movie, who somersault out of scenes. I'm like, that's not a thing. Anna Kendrick would do that. I believe genuinely that Anna Kendrick somersaults out of
the
room.
recording room.
Yeah.
When she's done.
Yeah, she doesn't because she's an adult now, but I feel like she did at some point.
Maggie, hit me with some pleasures of yours. What are the things of this movie that you love the most?
I think it won me over probably within like the first 5 minutes, but I think there must have been some sort of sound effect, and it's like, oh, it's hug time. So every single hour, trolls have like these light up bracelets or some sort,
It goes
like
ding.
It goes ding, and everyone just starts hugging. I'm just like, oh my God, I love it. I'm in.
That is adorable.
It is.
It's so
and they,
fucking
bop
cute.
around.
They do such a good job of presenting these characters that are aggressively, annoyingly positive, and it knows how positive they are, and there's something about the self-awareness that makes it so funny. I should want to slap each one of these characters.
I also, the Justin Timberlake song that was made for this movie.
Yeah, can't stop the feeling.
Yeah, I did not like that song. And then when I watched it in
Then
this
you get
movie,
it.
I was like, yeah, it was like the ending of the movie, and I was like, can't stop it.
I know, I hated that song when it came out. They played it everywhere. I'm like, what is this child's movie nonsense? You watch it in this movie, you will be on your couch, standing full, dancing, just twirling around. Life is great. Rainbows above your head.
Yeah.
I can't stop the feeling. I got this feeling in my body. I can't stop.
Yeah.
I can't stop.
And I mean, this is one of those songs that just topped the charts from a movie.
Yeah.
You know, that's kind of beautiful.
It permeated culture. Mm-hmm. It made culture.
I do have to say, when Rio came out, every animated studio was like losing their fucking mind. Like, we gotta make some animals sing and dance. Like, there's no like because this came out because of it. Sing came out because of it. A couple other ones, but they're like, musicals are back, baby. Animated musicals are back, and we need to do blah 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 and all of this stuff just to get them going.
But they said, "Fuck writing original songs. We ain't doing that.
Yeah,
we ain't doing that.
Yeah.
We're just gonna take from the greatest songs of the last 40 years, recycle them. You're gonna love it."
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Garrick, what was the thing you texted us?
Oh, if you're gonna do a musical, start off with the correct song, which is September by Earth, Wind & Fire. It is I'm a September baby. It is probably my favorite song of all time. It just feels right, you know? Every time, and it's bookended. The movie is bookended with the greatest song of all time. That's how you make the greatest movie of all time, by bookending. Yeah.
True story. My first ringtone was a polyphonic version of Earth, Wind & Fire's September.
No way.
That was in like 7th grade. I was rocking that shit.
Did you have to buy that one, or did it come with
Oh
the
yeah,
phone?
that cost $1.99.
Oh dang!
I dropped that.
Wow.
Dropped that coin. Do you guys remember callback songs, or when you would call your friend?
Yes.
And that was
and then it would be playing. I think my sister's is still All About the Money by T.I.
It's still a thing?
Okay, if people don't know what we're talking about, it was the stupidest fucking thing. You could pay $1.99 for when people called you, instead of them hearing ring, ring, it would be the song of your choice until they picked up. But then everyone, like, it had like a year, and then you had to re-up.
Yeah.
And so it would, instead of going back to a ring, it would turn into this stock...
Dun, 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 dun. I hated the
stock
people
music, classical music.
who left the stock photo on. I hated it. I was like, oh, be original.
Yeah.
It was so dumb. And I don't get it. Like, you're spending money just to have other people hear a song.
I thought for a moment it was free, because I definitely had it as a 14-year-old
Oh,
child.
if it was free, I fucked up. I should have done it.
Yeah, then it just went away. I don't think anyone has it anymore.
I think it's
because no one calls anymore unless you're a sociopath.
I call people.
Right.
The soundtrack slaps. That's what we're saying here.
Soundtrack is
I
great.
think when they introduce the Bergens, it goes dun 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 dun. I haven't.
One more time. What was that, Maggie? Oh, that was so good. Please, one more time.
I was so excited.
Here is who is on this soundtrack. And it's all covers. You've got Gorillaz, Simon and Garfunkel, Diana Ross, Biggie Smalls, Junior Senior, Justice, Earth, Wind & Fire, and so much more. Oh, Lionel Richie up in here. It is just, it's fun. And you know what it is? They made a soundtrack that kids are like, this is fun. But then parents are like, ho, 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 I know that one.
Yeah, so it has something for everyone.
Double super pleasure. The Cloud guy, the Cloud character, was my favorite character, even though
you
he was
like
only
him
in there for a little bit, and he was the co-director. He was played by the co-director of the movie. He was great, but like when he got sad and he rained, it was like a little like VCR tapes or whatever, like foil coming down rather than like an actual rain effect. And I was like, oh, that's cool. That's a nice little touch. And there were like a lot of little touches like that all around, where it's just like, oh, if we were to animate something with stuff that we found around the house, this is what it would look like. And
it's my number one sell of the movie to anyone who hasn't seen it. Is just the visuals are stunning.
Yeah.
It begins with this motif that Princess Poppy makes scrapbooks, but then, as Garrick said, the entire movie looks like it was DIY'd. You have felt texture on the characters. That when she's going through the wilderness, there's like knitted monsters. You can literally see the little fuzzes of hair off of them. Like, it almost is like you could imagine this movie would have been stop motion if it was made 30 years ago.
That would have been so cool.
Yeah. It's like Yoshi's Woolly World.
Oh my God.
Played that. Anyway, played that growing up.
Going back to the music for a second, I am an outspoken critic of what I call the kids bopification of music. I cannot stand when movies do covers of songs and do them worse. And they have other people singing them, kids singing that. When we were growing up, people loved, what was that? Across the Universe, that Beatles movie. Oh, I fucking hated that movie with all my heart. I am so sorry if you're listening. If you like that movie, you are so deeply wrong. We will never do an episode on it. That movie is bad. But what I don't understand is that by all measures, this movie does it. And I love it. I don't
know what it is. I think it's that it's not like really trying to showcase the character singing the song, but just the song as a whole, if that makes sense. Where it's just like, let's just have a group of people, like even when they did Clint Eastwood, let's just have a group of people do like a verse of this song rather than it like turn into this whole long spiel with like Anna Kendrick singing one song. Like the one song that she had, that was like an original, right? It wasn't a cover.
Yeah.
I mean, what does the music make you feel, Maggie?
I think it was the visuals too. It just made me wish that my brain worked in that way. They're like, okay, we're gonna spit color over here. We're gonna do this. This troll's gonna fart glitter, and it's just gonna look beautiful. And I was like,
oh, he was great.
The
auto-tune one, he was so fun.
I felt like I was just in front of the TV with like my jaw on the floor, like, wow.
I think that's, it's the music is pure hype, right? Like as Garrick said, it doesn't do the musical trappings where we're going to go into a character, which I do not dislike the way you do, but it's just like, it's a dance party from start to finish. Every time a song comes in, we are purely here to show characters on ecstasy, rolling in a club, we're partying, we're having a great time. And then the visuals, as Maggie said, are psychedelic as fuck.
But it's fun. It's like...
Oh, you think I'm saying that as if it's a bad thing?
People can interpret it different ways. So I'm just clarifying for everyone, is good.
Based off, like just off of what Maggie was saying, I think that the reason why musicals work in animation, where I'm like, I don't mind this at all, based off like what I said earlier or in another episode where I was talking about how musicals stop the plot immediately, like they just completely stop it and for this character to showcase their singing ability, right? Whereas in an animation, they always move it forward because, and this is a theory, I'm not sure, I think that they can afford to actually move the physical plot along, where it's just like if you're breaking out into song and dance in a live action movie, you're stuck to that one location. You can't really like move unless you want to pay a shit ton of money to have this character walking from location to location, and it's only like for like 5 seconds at a time. Whereas in animation, you just draw it. You know, even though BGs are still expensive, it's not, unworthy. It's not a waste of money, if that makes sense.
When it's like the musical numbers here, it heightens the movie to magic every time it happens. I'm thinking of the opening number. There's this mashup that's like, do the D-A-N-C-E, everybody. Like it just goes through all these different songs and you see the troll village. It's so magical, so fun. There's this one shot that literally made me gasp where Princess Poppy is all of a sudden, she's on this beautiful... she's on a boat with these beautiful blue waves rocking, and then it pulls out and you see that it's just a bunch of trolls' hairs. Like all the trolls, by the way, have magical hair in this movie, and we need to talk about that because their hair is incredible.
Because,
but like it's so inventive.
Because the toy that this is based off of was very hair based. So.
Yeah. It all goes back to capitalism. Gotta sell those toys. But like they just have so much fun with the visuals. We were talking about the Lionel Richie song. So there's two of the Bergens. There is the prince, and then there is the dungeon maid. It's basically Cinderella is in the middle of this movie where the dungeon maid wants to fall in love with the would-be king. She goes undercover. They fall in love, blah, blah, blah. It's wonderful. It's super cute. He is the king. I thought he was the prince. He's the king?
His father passed away.
So he's the king. But I thought you can't be king till you're married? No, you're just the king?
He's just the king.
He's just the king. Okay,
he's just the king.
Yeah. So the way that they reveal that this character is in love is she starts singing Lionel Richie's Hello, Is It Me You're Looking For? Which is
So funny.
frankly a very tired joke, but the way that they just go for it, it is so funny. And I cut you off saying that it was funny. Like I howled laughing, and I think it's because the way that the way that they tackle that song, her face floats into the universe, and then her face is his eyes, and then she's running on plates through space. I don't know if what I'm saying makes sense, Miles, but it's so trippy.
No, it does.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Maybe it's something to do with that they're cartoons, because I feel like if these were actual people, if Poppy was an actual person,
This movie would suck.
this movie would not be good.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be
not
good.
be
It's
good.
not like no, it's not fun. It's not as fun. It's not as majestic. I was gonna make the point that maybe some of the songs, because they're covers, it just feels like they're correctly placed based off of like how the person is feeling. Where it's just like, oh, if I were trying to convey how I felt about somebody, yeah, I might sing Hello by Lionel Richie, or it being animated gives the suspension of disbelief that you are not a loser. I don't know how else to say it. I don't know how else to put it. There's no other better way to put it. I'm sorry.
And watching Sound of Silence via Troll is so funny.
Yeah,
Can you
It
t-
was so
yeah,
funny
so
to me.
funny.
Tell
I
us
was just
that
like,
scene.
Oh my God, look at them sing the Garfunkel and Oates.
Yeah.
Not Garfunkel and Oates.
I think that
Simon and Garfunkel.
Poppy and Branch were just like in the middle of the forest, and Branch is all grumpily trying to go to bed. And then Poppy just like taps him on the shoulder, and like her pupils get all big, and she starts singing this song. But it's also teaching children Hello Darkness, because I think there was one little girl at my work who was like, "Oh yeah, from Trolls," and we were like, "What?"
So this is
Oh my God.
a common thing amongst kids. OG Try Guys fans will remember we did a Try Guys video where a little girl said, "Hello, darkness, my old friend." And I'm like, whoa, that is not a thing I expected a kid to say. Do your parents love The Graduate? No, it turns out she just loves the movie Trolls. And I laughed in her face.
Same
She
girl.
said, from the movie Trolls, I laughed at her. And I'm like, yeah, from the movie, being like a snarky asshole that I am. Guys, I watched this movie.
Yeah.
It's from the movie Trolls.
It's from
It is so. With all due respect to The Graduate and the great Mike Nichols, nah, dog, that ain't your movie. That song don't belong to you no
It's not
more.
your song anymore.
It ain't yours.
I thought they were singing Mad World, and I was getting really excited because Mad World is the score to one of the greatest game trailers of all time. I was like, oh, fuck, yo, I gotta get this, son. I don't know if it's Gears of War 1 or 2. It might be. It's probably. Anyway, I'm gonna send it to you. But it was so good. But I was really excited. That's another example of a thing stealing a song from an artist, because that's all I think of when I hear. Anyway,
You don't think of Donnie
when I heard
Darko
it, I got
anymore?
really excited. Yeah, I don't think of Donnie Darko at all.
Wow.
No. They had some really good like banger ass jokes in here.
Hell yeah.
Man's bib, super funny. I was dying in my little chair.
Wait, which one?
I was like, oh, that's just good. A man's bib. I need a real. He's like, I need a better bib. I need a man's bib or something like that. When he was trying to find one for Trollstis.
Oh, this is the king.
and
The
then,
king is so funny.
The king is very funny.
He's funny. He's Trollstis.
I don't know why. One that I wrote down that made me giggle so hard is McLovin. I can only call Christopher Mintz-Plasse McLovin, and I'm so sorry. He's a great actor with a great career. But the trolls are laughing at him. He goes, "You won't be laughing when I bite all y'all's yummy heads off." I don't know why that joke kills me. It makes me so happy.
I love Bridget doing the makeover scene. And she was like, I smell like gravy. That was so I smell like gravy. Like, it was just like a throwaway joke. And it was just, she's just really sad about it. Ooh.
Okay, another couple that made us laugh. We talked about how annoyingly positive everyone is. And in the background, one of the characters just goes, "Your confidence gives me strength." It's so funny. And then, okay, I don't know if you know this, Garrick. There's this one character, his name is Cooper. He kind of looks like a horse.
Is that the one with the long neck?
Yeah. He gets explored more in the second film. He's played by the great Ron Funches, who we fucking love. And he has some of the best lines in the movie. What was the one?
There was one where Branch was talking about how the reason he was singing the reason why he hated singing was because it killed his grandmother. And Cooper just like chimes in and has like this what does he say?
He's like, I get it. My uncle broke his neck tap dancing once.
Break dancing once. He was break dancing.
Oh, was it? I thought it was. Okay, that
dancing.
makes a lot more sense. So you're mentioning this scene where Branch reveals that his grandmother died. I don't want you guys to think that this movie is just jokes and songs. It's got a lot of heart.
Yeah.
And Maggie, would you like to reveal to the people?
I cried during that scene, guys. I legit teared up the first time I watched it.
Oh, the first time? Only the first time?
The second time probably too.
And what about
and
today?
Zach was like, oh.
And what about today?
That made you cry? And I was like, do you not have a grandmother you love? You monster.
She walked out of the room to like go grab something. She walks back in the middle of this scene. Immediately, she's standing in the doorway.
I wasn't even in it yet.
Her eyes are welling with tears, and she goes, Jesus Christ, do you not love your grandmother? And walks away. It's a very sad scene. He basically Branch, because he loved singing as a kid, attracted a Bergen. His grandmother dies. He was just trying to sing a total eclipse of the heart.
And his hair was blue at the time, and then his hair turns black because he doesn't like singing anymore. And then by the end of the film, his hair's blue again.
Aww.
Because he's happy. It's so beautiful.
He didn't get his his blue tinge yet though.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't as vibrant by the end of the movie, which was kind of sad. I thought he was gonna get
even more blue.
That's just God punishing Justin Timberlake for what he did to Janet Jackson. Anyway.
When I tell you that this movie features the character Bridget, one new girl herself, Miss Zoe Deschanel, rapping Biggie Smalls, we should all be up in arms about this movie. She pulls it off. I'm going to go ahead and say it. Zoe Deschanel, you got bars.
I mean, she can say bars. Let's not get crazy. But she pulls it off. I was like, oh, this is adorable.
Probably the best rapper since Biggie. I said it.
I don't know about that, but her line was very fun. I'm coming out.
Yeah.
I had a moment. It was my come to Moses moment where I realized that I was standing a movie that had Zoe Deschanel rapping, and I can't resist it.
It's a difficult line to toe, for sure. It's gonna bite you at some point. Somebody's gonna get real mad at you. But hey, it's Zoe Deschanel. She's got bangs. Go for it.
She got bangs and bars.
Bangs and bars.
For Maggie, do you have any more pleasures? Do you?
When the trolls got discovered by the Bergens 20 years later, it was a poppy firework, and then they found her. And then them reacting to being discovered, one of the characters, it was Cooper, I'm pretty sure, pooped 3 cupcakes. It was adorable.
It makes you giggle every time we watch it.
Yes. How can it not? More characters need to do that in other movies.
If you could poop any food out when you were scared, what would it be?
Like for me personally, or just being hilarious, or
oof, that's up to you to interpret it however you want.
You know what? And this might be controversial because it's already poop shaped. But if I could poop out corn dogs, there it is. That's all I need.
That'd be hilarious.
I'd eat those corn dogs. I love a corn dog.
I was gonna say boba balls, but boba balls like already resembled a poop, so I don't want to give people that visual.
Yeah,
your butt would be a BB gun.
Turn into a rabbit.
But I love boba. Then I could eat my boba balls.
That'd be great.
Yeah. Let's just say if the boba balls were rainbow. Perfect.
Whoa! Wow, great answer.
What about you?
I can't top that. I'm not even gonna try.
Okay.
Garrick, do you have any guilts for this wonderful, flawless film?
Yes. One is that it ends 10 minutes into it. It solves its own problem 10 minutes into the movie. They said the Trollstice is the one day that they can be happy. because they get to eat the trolls, but they're happy about it. So you already know that you can be happy without eating the trolls. So why the fuck are you eating trolls?
You're
End of
so
film
right.
Wow.
That's
Wow, you just blew our mind. Bro, you gonna look me in the eyes through a computer monitor and tell me it's not a beautiful message for the children out there that happiness is inside?
Great message for the children. They were happy for that entire introduction of Trollstis. I was like, you can't do this. You literally have to make them sad. Just make them a little bit sadder, and then you can have the rest of your movie. I don't understand. Like, I know they're trying to make them likable and savable at the end of the film and all of that stuff. The Bergens or whatever they're called, but at the end of the day, they had to be assholes up top.
This brings up an interesting point. So yeah, the end of the movie, they find out that happiness was in them all along. They don't need to take these trolls. They don't need to eat trolls to be happy. And the point is, just reach inside of you. Happiness is already there. You don't need something external for your happiness. And Maggie looked at me. She paused the movie. And what did you ask me?
I was like, I think it can be interpreted both ways. It could be like, you don't need to do drugs to be happy, but then also people who need to be medicated, it also like stigmatizes that as well. You know what I mean? I was like,
that's kind of deep.
Overall, I think it's a positive message for children, but I got really deep there and I was like, oh no.
We literally looked at each other like, does this movie stigmatize antidepressants? Because not for all people. Maybe for some people, you do need to eat trolls, you know? Like, I don't know, man. I don't know.
Maybe you should farm the trolls and eat it in moderation, you know?
Yeah.
Maybe if we ate Cooper's cupcakes, cupcakes,
yeah.
we could...
Yeah.
More ethical consumption of trolls.
Right.
We need sustainable trolls here, you know?
We need sustainable trolls. Maybe you should breed the trolls, let them free roam, and then catch them. And then
free range.
That's, I'd say, my biggest problem
trolls.
With the trolls is that they were confined to one tree. That's not a natural ecosystem. Therefore, also, you're eating the fear of the trolls. Those were not kosher trolls.
The first No Troll Left Behind scene was very cute.
No Troll Left Behind.
Peppy.
Yeah.
Dude, it's
and
so good.
Troll left behind. He's naked and it goes to his behind. I was like, that's cute.
They're escaping through the tunnels, and King Peppy, who a man of the people, we stan, he is taking off one article of clothing one at a time to like cover a puddle, tie something together. Just like he's literally taking the shirt off his back. And it ends with his bare buttocks.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He got a cute butt.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of looks like my butt, actually.
Little pancake butt. Mm-hmm.
Garrick, when I was watching the movie, Branch kind of reminded me of you a little bit, you know? You wanna be a curmudgeon, but by the end you can't help but sing along.
Can't help but sing along. I wish I had a beautiful voice, but I'm hiding nothing but a lack of joy.
Garrick, what happened when you were singing as a kid?
My grandma, she got too into it. She fell down, broke her hip.
Oh God! Oh no! Too real!
Uh-oh. Oh God. Okay. Never mind. I'm sorry.
I would say I have exactly 2 gripes with this movie, and the biggest is that you hired Justin Timberlake, who I think, Garrick, you kind of seem to disagree with me. I don't think he's the best voice actor.
Oh, you mean, I didn't say voice actor. I meant singing.
Okay, I thought you were texting
singing.
us and said that he ruled. I don't think he's like great. But then you hold out on him singing the entire movie. He doesn't sing until there's like 10 minutes left. Mm-hmm. And then, once he sings, it's incredible. It gets the party going. But what are we even doing here?
But that's my theory behind it, where it's just like, you either have to hold off on this person singing until the end, kind of like in Sing. It's phenomenal movie.
We're gonna have to watch it.
Made me cry. Anyway, kind of like in Sing, or you have him sing the entire time and dust the whole cast off the whole movie. Like, that's unfair. You know, it's like it becomes his movie. holding off for it being like that one point where it's just like, oh my God, this one troll that doesn't like to sing has the best voice in the village. Oh shit. God damn. Like, you know, it's nice.
The sequel should be about how no one in Troll Village can experience joy anymore because they just are totally insecure that they don't sing as well as Branch.
Right. They're just like, I mean, he's phenomenal.
What's the fucking point of singing? This guy's got a voice of an angel. Maggie, do you have any guilt with this movie? Is there anything that you can say, like, if you had to just take this down a notch, even for 1 second?
Take down my love for trolls a notch? I think that if I would have watched this when I was 8 or 7, I would have definitely had nightmares.
Oh yeah, it's scary.
It's scary. I don't think
scary.
they should market it as a children's movie. You know?
What's scary about it?
Being eaten by a Bergens. That's terrifying.
It's like dark. It was like it starts off like a Russian fairy tale.
Yeah.
It's like they're biting the heads off, and it's just like, I need to in order to feel joy, I have to steal joy from another being.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, come on.
I definitely watched this with little cousins, but then I have to backpedal a little bit, and I'm like, that would have given me nightmares. There was one of my friend's daughters had nightmares about Mr. Giggles. What was his name?
Mr. Dinkles?
Mr. Dinkles.
What?
Yeah.
That little thing that goes meep, meep.
Yep.
She had nightmares about that?
Yes. I don't know what about him, but she had nightmares about Mr. Dinkles. He was like one of my favorite characters.
When he finally talks, it was so funny. And his voice is super deep.
Yeah.
He goes, oh, snap.
Oh, snap.
Mr. Dinkles is like this little worm thing.
Larva.
Yeah, it's totally nonsense. It doesn't make sense. It's not a troll because we see baby trolls.
He looks like a little jelly bean.
Hangs out with James Corden's character the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. Love Mr. Dinkles. How shame on that child for being afraid.
Yeah. It was like under her bed living.
I mean, that would be scary.
That is scary.
Well, I can further corrupt this film.
Okay.
I think this movie's about drugs.
It's about drugs.
I said it.
It's about
You think
drugs and
so?
drug use.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why they're all sparkly and imaginative and all that stuff. It's about drugs.
It's the Trolls Village.
No way around it.
is Coachella. It's the
they're all on
EDM
E?
festival. They're all on ecstasy.
Yeah.
Everyone in this movie is on Molly. They're rolling their fucking faces off.
My perfect movie.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, that's a good.
I mean, yes, but yes. Especially
Yes,
like all the
awesome,
graphics
yeah.
and stuff. Yeah.
It's a movie about ecstasy that looks like you're on
They're on a
acid.
party.
That fucking is on shrooms. Yeah.
It's the same like stuff that all the EDM girls wear and all that stuff, where they're just like, oh, look at how much candy I got. Whatever those little goofy bracelets that they
No
would come
troll
back to
left
school with.
behind.
Yeah.
The
No,
closing
left behind.
scene of the movie where Branch and Poppy have a very wholesome moment. You think they're having those wholesome moments at Coachella? I didn't think so.
Yes. I think they are at the Electric Daisy Carnival, whatever the fuck that shit is called.
No, but them like the Bergens needing to eat trolls. That's just them like they're drug addicts, right?
Yeah.
The Bergens are basically like it's Florida.
They're the people who bring down the vibe by doing like wild shit at a festival, and then
Okay.
everybody else is just having a good time.
Maggie's processing.
I'm like, my perfect movie?
no,
I didn't put the
Nobody-
Bergen part together, so I'm like processing that. I'm like, okay.
Bergens are like kind of like meth heads, is what I'm saying.
And they're mad and they want to eat people rolling to be happy.
Well,
They want to take away their good time. Yeah.
they want to. Okay, the Bergens are like what the dark side of drugs. Bergens are like when you can only experience even an ounce of joy with another hit, and otherwise you're just I ain't happy, you know. Whereas the troll, it's a little bit of a muddled metaphor because the
dependency.
trolls are on drugs and also the drugs themselves. I acknowledge that muddled metaphor. But you look at Trolls Village, they partying.
But I mean, at the end of the day, the message is you don't need it. So
Yeah.
that's also sweet.
Yeah, kids, you don't need drugs to have a good time. You hear that, kids?
The drugs are already inside you.
You can be high on life and get
Yeah.
bullied for it.
Last quick hit from my notes is that the trolls are superheroes, and it's super dope.
Mm-hmm. They have superheroes.
That is very cool. Yeah.
They have super hair.
The sequence where they're in the roller skate and they're trying to get their buddy in the gym was great. The way that they were like whipping their hair and like grabbing stuff.
A troll use their hair like Spider-Man at one point.
Yeah.
And like propelled from a building of some sort. What else did we see?
Branch whips off a horde of spiders with his hair, which were scary spiders.
Oh, the giant ones. Yeah, I remember that part.
Mm-hmm.
They simulate fire with their hair.
I don't remember that part.
Yeah, like Poppy pretends to be a torch.
Oh, right.
Fucking like she breaks her fall. Like she's supposed to fall and break her spine, and instead she just catches herself with hair and then walks down it like a staircase.
Marvel who?
Yeah, I'm over the MCU. I'm only about the TCU from this point forward.
The Troll CU, Troll Cinematic. I mean, there are 7 of these movies apparently. So.
I will say there are only 2 official films, Trolls and Trolls World Tour. Maggie and I love them both. Trolls World Tour, not as good, but still a banger. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, the opening scene is the best. Mm-hmm. But I came home from one night particularly fucked up. And Maggie was not with me, and I kind of laid down on the couch, and I'm like, can we watch a Trolls something? And we went on Netflix. Trolls was not on Netflix, but what was on Netflix was there's a Trolls animated series, and there's also a Trolls Christmas special. And was it a Christmas special?
It was some sort of season.
I was quite inebriated, like uncharacteristically inebriated.
I mean, you're a troll.
You know, I take a troll from time to time.
You're a troll, but you're not a Bergen.
There, exactly. But that, you want to talk about something that leans into drug culture. The special has a full-on psychedelic sequence where they are riding on a bus, if I remember, and it does that thing when you go through a black hole, like, and they like change into different forms, and all of a sudden they are the classic troll dolls screaming, and it is so deeply trippy and great. Like I was like, ah!
They poo a lot on the 90s toy. Like at one point, remember when they had the original troll in the tree in place of Poppy? They're really like pooing on where they came from.
Yeah, I remember where they came from.
Yeah, well, I mean, they were meant to be ugly. And I think this whole thing is like a rebrand of what trolls are for the new generation. These cute little things with a lot of hair. The first ones, there's just like, oh, look at these little demons with a lot of hair. But now it's like, oh, look at they're cherubs. It's adorable.
They're perfect.
It's funny, Garrick, that you mentioned loving the cloud. Mm-hmm. It's the only scene in the movie I don't like.
What? Why?
I don't know. I just kind of find it annoying.
Was it because it wasn't a troll?
I don't know. I just don't understand him. He's like this cloud, but with tube socks, and he fucks with them, and he's like all sassy, and he's like, "What do you?"
Yeah, if that scene was not in it, it would have been fine. Sure, it was unneeded and didn't make sense, but he was so cool and weird. And you reminded me of Wilt from Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends.
Oh, I remember that show.
I love him.
I love him.
Quietly mutters, I love him. So I don't have a ton of fun facts for this movie. There were a lot, but they weren't that good. But one very fun fact is if you go into the credits of this movie, if you look on IMDb, you may notice some voice actors that you don't recall from the film. So we talked about the great cast. You got Anna Kendrick, We Stan, She's an Angel, Justin Timberlake, Zoe Deschanel. We talked about all these people. But did you know that there are some YouTubers starring in this movie?
What?
Who?
Grace Helbig.
We know her.
Oh my God.
Glozell.
Glozell.
What?
Ricky Dillon.
I don't know who that is.
Why are you laughing, Miles?
I don't know who that one is.
Ricky Dillon's in the movie.
Does that mean that one day you could maybe be in Trolls 7?
Oh my fucking God.
All of it?
Oh my God. Oh my God. Wait, who else was in this movie? Let me pull it up. Oh yeah, Gwen Stefani as DJ Suki. She has one line. She's not a YouTuber. She's a famous pop star. Candy Johnson.
Oh yeah, she's a makeup YouTuber. She's very cute. That's very same. Like her aesthetic is very bright.
She's
and
on
colorful.
that vibe.
She's on that vibe.
We love Candy. So I was like, what the fuck? What? How? Turns out I'm a YouTuber and I have friends who are YouTubers. So I texted Grace Helbig. That's right. We're on a texting basis. She said hi. She asked me out for drinks. And so I asked her, how the hell did this happen? She said it came through her agency that she was at with the time. They had a bunch of influencers to do small parts to help promote the film. And basically, she didn't really understand what was happening. She went into a room and screamed for like 10 minutes, is what she said. And the next thing she knew, her friends were telling her that her name was in the credits of a movie.
Wow.
All caps, Hollywood magic.
I want to hear her sound contribution to the movie.
I have watched the movie so carefully, trying to figure out
which one
where
is
they.
her?
I don't know.
That is
I
so
couldn't
funny.
figure it out.
What is the score on Rotten Tomatoes?
That's an excellent question. I'm gonna find out.
I think it was higher than I thought.
Oh hell yeah, 75. That's certified fresh, baby.
So I don't think we should be doing this podcast then, because
it's just known as a great movie.
Yeah. I hope that there's a Universal ride sometime in the future. I will be riding it first in line.
Oh, here's another fun fact. I looked up the director. His name is Mike Mitchell. Mike Mitchell is the co-host of a podcast called Doughboys, of which I'm a big fan. Different Mike Mitchell.
Oh my God.
I was very confused, very surprised. But Mike Mitchell has had a big animation career. He did Monsters vs. Aliens, the Lego Movie 2. He did some work on Kung Fu Panda. He's directed episodes of SpongeBob. But the most shocking, his feature film debut was actually a live action movie. Mm-hmm. The director of Trolls, directed Deuce Bigalow, Male Gigolo.
What? Wow.
The Rob Schneider classic. A movie that has a woman with a dick for a nose who sneezes cum over Rob Schneider's face.
Oh God.
He directed Trolls.
Depth.
Yep.
Depth.
Yep. And now you want to think that movie's not about drugs? Okay.
Gosh darn it. You guys are annoyingly right.
Well, fucking hell yeah. I love this movie. I'm so delighted that we got to watch it. And Garrick, I'm delighted that you got to watch it. This is the part now where we have to decide, Maggie. I don't know if you've ever listened to this show. Mm-hmm. Okay.
I have.
We have to decide if it's a pleasure, a guilty pleasure, or just plain guilty. Mm-hmm. This is your moment, your floor. What is this movie and why should people watch it?
It's a delight. It's a pleasure. I highly recommend anybody to come and watch it because it's so good. It makes you feel just so happy, so zen. If you're having a bad day, I 100% promise that it'll get you into a very good mood.
Every time we put it on,
I get so happy.
Garrick, what about you?
It was a pleasure for sure.
Hell yeah!
Oh God, we got to stand.
It is
from
just
Garrick.
a good movie. At the end of the day, it makes you feel great. I mean, it'll make you listen to all of the songs that played, even in their original state or just like the cover versions, and that's always nice. And I don't know who to thank for this or what like the role is, but the person who was choosing the music for this movie somehow found a perfect playlist for this movie.
And placement and
yeah, right. It just it moves the story along, and then you're also like, oh my God, I fucking love that. I love that one. And it's such a universal feeling to the point where a movie could make money off of it.
In the age of Pixar dominance, I think we've all just had this feeling that DreamWorks movies are less than.
I think DreamWorks also rarely misses. They put out way more projects than Pixar does, but a lot of the DreamWorks movies are great.
Yeah.
Sing was better.
Whoa.
Really?
I like Sing better, but whatever.
Really? I've never seen Sing.
I'm open to it.
Okay.
I'm
Sing
open.
is American Idol animated, and it's beautiful. And you've got like giant gorillas singing softly, and it's just anyway. This is about trolls.
And I'm going to say this emphatically, world, y'all been sleeping on Trolls, okay? You got to wake up from your nap. I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, this is such a great movie to watch with kids, you know? Like, no, be a grown-ass adult, sit your ass down and watch Trolls. Capital P for pleasure. We out, motherfuckers. This is a perfect movie. It is joy. It is happiness. It is rainbows and sunshine. Maggie, you win. The best movie on the podcast.
Really? Really? Oh, that's a statement.
Hell yeah. Yeah, Crossroads sucks. Trolls is where it's at.
Don't tell Kelsey that.
Kelsey is in Europe right now. But she was
I would
like,
have loved to have her on today, but I'm also nervous that she would have shat all over my movie.
when we were texting about this on our thread, she's like, oh, boo-hoo, I can't see the movie. And then she was like, thank God. And I'm like, Kelsey, watch your fucking mouth. You don't even know. You don't even know. Guys, I need you to go to my Instagram right now. I'm on my stories. I'm going to post the video that Garrick sent us of him bopping his head to the opening of this movie. It is the absolute cutest shit you will ever see in your life.
Yes.
That's it. That's the episode.
You're about to play it. Okay. All right.
That's it. That's the episode. Maggie, thank you so much. Such a delight. Where can the people find you?
Let's see. You can listen to my podcast at You Can Sit With Us Pod on any streaming platform, or you can follow me on Instagram at Mags Bustamante.
Garrick?
I'm at Garrick Bernard on both Instagram and Twitter, or all of the things as we have been colloquially calling it.
I'm at Courtney and all things. Guys, please give us a rating. It helps people find the show. Let us know what movies you want to see. Who do you want to see on it? We got October coming up. We got to do a whole spooky month. So I've got a few ideas. It's my favorite time of the year, but we need some scary movies. So let us know what you want to see. I don't want this episode to be over. But you know what? I think what I've learned is that every day is Trollstice.
Yeah.
If you want it to be.
Wow.
Happiness is inside.
Wow.
Your confidence gives me strength.